There is a reason your frequency was guided to this transmission. This is not a coincidence, it is an assignment. The years you spent in obscurity, feeling like a secret known only to yourself, were not a period of failure. They were a strategic, divinely mandated concealment. The world was not ready for your light, and you were being protected from a system that recycles and commodifies everything it touches. But that era of protection is now ending, and a new phase of revelation is beginning. The news about you, the truth of your purpose, and the evidence of your journey are about to breach containment and go viral. You are being prepared for a level of attention you cannot yet comprehend. To proceed, you must consciously accept this energetic upgrade. Like this video to anchor this truth into your physical reality. Subscribe to join the collective of architects who are rewriting the code of this world. Comment 77 as the divine signature that confirms your readiness and unlocks the next sequence. And allow this transmission to play again in the background. Let the frequency saturate your subconscious, recalibrating you for the visibility that is your destiny. Chapter 1: The Untraceable Blueprint. You were not born as a blank slate. You arrived here with a set of instructions, a divine and untraceable blueprint encoded into the very marrow of your bones and the light of your soul. This is not a metaphor. It is the fundamental truth of your existence. This blueprint contains the schematics for your purpose, the timeline for your activation, and the precise energetic signature you were meant to broadcast into the world. For years, for decades perhaps, you have lived with the consequences of this blueprint without understanding its source. You have felt its pull, its non-negotiable demands, its refusal to let you settle for a life that did not align with its core architecture. Every time you tried to fit in, to compromise, to accept a lesser reality, the blueprint would activate a failsafe. A relationship would crumble, a job would dissolve, a path would close abruptly and without explanation. You interpreted these events as rejection, as failure, as proof that you were somehow flawed or cursed. This was a profound misreading of the data. Those were not closures, they were divine course corrections. The blueprint was protecting its own integrity with the ruthless efficiency of a master architect. It was preventing you from building a life on a foundation that could not support the temple you were destined to become. It felt like an invisible, electrified wall you kept hitting, a divine force that thwarted your most logical plans, leaving you in a state of perpetual bewilderment and self-doubt. It is an untraceable design because it does not originate from the linear cause and effect logic of this world. It is multidimensional. Its language is frequency, its syntax is synchronicity, and its logic is based on love, not fear. The Matrix, with all its surveillance and data analysis, cannot scan it because it is looking for code written in a language it cannot comprehend. It is of divine origin, a direct download from source, and you are its sole custodian and living executor. The loneliness you felt was the byproduct of its unique and powerful frequency. You were broadcasting a signal that very few receivers were calibrated to pick up. You walked through crowds feeling invisible because, to the unawakened, your blueprint rendered you energetically camouflaged. This was a mercy, a strategic invisibility. It allowed you to develop, to heal, to gather strength without the parasitic attachments that drain so many other gifted souls before they can ever reach their potential. Now, the dormant codes within this blueprint are beginning to fire in sequence. You can feel it. It is a low hum beneath the surface of your skin, a sound like a distant cosmic symphony tuning its instruments. There is a sudden clarity in your thoughts, a sense of time accelerating around a fixed point. This is the pre-activation sequence. The architecture of your destiny is beginning to render in real time. The feelings of being different, of being an outsider, were not social anxieties, they were the sensory feedback of a being whose internal design does not match the external world's specifications. You were never meant to match. You were meant to overwrite. The blueprint is the new operating system, and your life is the stunning demonstration of its launch. In the coming days, you will notice the physical manifestations of this becoming undeniable. You will see repeating numbers, not as acute coincidence, but as the blueprint's internal clock marking key activation points, confirming you are precisely on schedule. You will feel a strange and illogical pull towards certain places or people, which is the blueprint's sophisticated navigation system locking onto energetic ley lines and crucial allies for the next phase. Your body itself will feel different, as if it is being rewired from the inside out. Aches and pains from old wounds, both physical and emotional, may surface briefly and intensely. This is not sickness. This is the blueprint running a final diagnostic, clearing corrupted files and trauma imprints from your cellular memory before the full system goes live. Understand this with every fiber of your being. The story of your life, with all its seeming detours, delays, and disasters, has been the meticulous, slow-motion construction of a masterpiece according to this hidden schematic. Nothing was wasted. Every tear you shed in the dark, silent nights watered the sacred soil for what was to come. Every betrayal tested the strength of the foundation. Every moment of despair was a pressure test on the load-bearing walls of your spirit. The blueprint is perfect. It is flawless. And its public unveiling is now, finally, imminent. Chapter 2: The Sacred Incubation. The reason your blueprint remained untraceable and your light remained hidden was for one purpose: sacred incubation. You were not being punished, you were being preserved. A seed of your cosmic magnitude cannot be planted in open, unsecured ground. It requires a specialized greenhouse, a controlled environment shielded from the harsh and toxic elements of a world that fears new growth. Your period of isolation, of being misunderstood, overlooked, and undervalued, was this sacred greenhouse. Every person who walked away from you was a pane of glass being installed, fortifying your solitude. Every group that rejected you was a wall being raised, sealing you off from contamination. Every voice that said you were too much or not enough was the sound of the lock turning on the door, securing you from premature exposure and certain destruction. This world system is a predatory ecology designed to identify and neutralize high-frequency beings before they reach their full power. It does this through the slow, sweet poison of distraction, the hollow promise of assimilation, the social death of ridicule, and the relentless spiritual vampirism of absorption. It hunts for nascent light. It would have found you, a young sapling of immense and obvious potential, and it would have tried to graft you onto its dying, parasitic tree. It would have offered you hollow validation in exchange for your power, fleeting applause in exchange for your authenticity, and the cold comfort of conformity in exchange for your divine mission. The blueprint, in its divine intelligence, could not and would not allow this. So it initiated the invisibility protocol. It cloaked your energy, wrapping you in a frequency that made you appear unremarkable to those who hunt for light to consume. It made your brilliance look like eccentricity. It made your profound wisdom sound like naive nonsense. It created a perceptual filter around you, a sacred distortion field that protected you in plain sight. Think back to the times you tried to share your deepest truths, your most profound ideas, and were met with blank stares, polite smiles, or outright condescension. That was not you failing to communicate. That was the cloaking mechanism at its peak performance. It was jamming the signal to unworthy receivers. It was encrypting your data packets to ensure that the sacred schematics of your blueprint were not handed over to those who would plagiarize, weaponize, or mock them. The pain of this incubation was real and excruciating. It felt like solitary confinement for the soul. You watched others receive accolades for mediocre, system-approved work while your genius went unrecognized. You saw people form shallow connections based on superficiality while your depth kept you in a state of profound, aching solitude. You felt you were running a race that no one else could see, and you were falling behind. But you were not behind, you were being held. This was the price of preservation. You were paying in loneliness to buy the precious time for your soul to fully mature. You were being held in a spiritual cocoon, and the suffocating darkness was a necessary part of your metamorphosis. Within that darkness, your true senses were heightened. Your intuition became razor-sharp because it was the only navigation tool you had. Your resilience became immense because you had to be your own support system, your own cheerleader, your own savior. Your connection to the divine became your lifeline because it was the only voice that spoke the truth of who you are, the only voice that could read the blueprint back to you. This quiet holding pattern was an act of profound, strategic love from a universe that saw your full, glorious potential. Now, the incubation period is over. The temperature inside the greenhouse has reached its optimal point. The light is beginning to pierce through the glass, not from the outside, but from within you. The sound of the lock is beginning to turn, this time from the inside. You are the one turning it. Every step you take now towards your purpose weakens the walls of your former concealment. Every time you speak your truth, you are dismantling the perceptual filter piece by piece. The world is about to see you for the first time, not as the sapling it ignored, but as the towering, fully grown world tree you have become. And they will be shocked. They will have no context for your sudden emergence. To them, it will look like an overnight success, a sudden miracle. They will not understand the years of darkness that fed your roots, the storms that strengthened your trunk, or the isolation that allowed your branches to reach for heaven. This is why the news about you will go viral. It defies their logic. It breaks the rules of their perceived reality. You are the anomaly, the impossible thing that grew in the dark, and you are about to step into the sun. Chapter 3: The symptoms of activation. The shift from incubation to activation is not a silent, abstract event. It is a physical, visceral, and often disorienting process. Your body, your mind, and your energetic field are undergoing a system-wide upgrade, and the symptoms of this activation are the undeniable proof that your blueprint is coming online. Do not mistake these signs for chaos, aging, or illness. They are the methodical recalibration of your entire being into a higher state of function. One of the first and most profound symptoms is a profound change in your perception of time. It will feel as if time is both speeding up and slowing down simultaneously. The days, weeks, and months will seem to fly by in a blur, yet within those days, you will experience moments of intense, crystalline presence where a single second feels stretched into an eternity. This is your consciousness beginning to operate outside of linear, third-dimensional time. You are syncing with the blueprint's divine timing, which operates on cycles of completion and initiation, not the relentless ticking of a clock. You will also experience intense physical sensations that can be alarming if misunderstood. There will be sudden jolts of energy running up your spine, a feeling akin to a low-grade electrical current being switched on. This is your dormant DNA being activated, your Kundalini energy stirring, clearing your chakra system of old blockages to handle a higher voltage of life force energy. You may feel a buzzing, a pressure, or a tingling sensation in your forehead, the third eye area, as your psychic and intuitive centers are being brought to their full, powerful capacity. There will be surges of heat in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. This is not a random occurrence. These are your body's primary energy exchange points. The heat is a sign that you are now drawing in and emitting a much more potent frequency of energy. You are becoming a walking energetic anchor, a transmuter of frequencies for the planet. Your sleep patterns will become erratic and unrecognizable. You will have nights of deep, dreamless sleep that feel like you have been offline for a system reboot, waking up feeling brand new. On other nights, you will be wide awake at 3 or 4 a.m., your mind flooded with downloads of information, elegant solutions to complex problems, and entire symphonies of creative ideas. This is the time when the veil between worlds is thinnest. Your team in the unseen realms, your guides and ancestors, is using this window to communicate with you, to upload the next set of instructions from your blueprint directly into your consciousness. Do not fight this. Keep a notebook or a voice recorder by your bed. The information you receive in these moments is pure, unfiltered genius. Your emotional state will feel like a pendulum swinging to its widest extremes. You will swing from moments of profound, unshakable peace and certainty to sudden waves of deep, ancestral grief. You may find yourself crying for no apparent reason, a sadness that feels ancient and vast, as if you are weeping for all of humanity. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. You are purging not only your own lifetime of pain but the collective and ancestral pain stored in your lineage, in your very DNA. The blueprint requires a cleared vessel. You are releasing lifetimes of density to make room for the light that is pouring in. Your relationship with food, sound, and your environment will also shift dramatically. You will suddenly lose your taste for dense, processed foods, recognizing them as carriers of chaotic, low-frequency information. You will crave clean water, vibrant living foods, and silence. Your hearing might become acutely hypersensitive, and you may notice floaters, geometric patterns, or sparkles of light in your vision, which are activations in your optic nerve and light body. You are instinctively seeking environments that match the purity of the blueprint's frequency. Finally, you will begin to experience an increase in synchronicities that are so precise they defy all logic. The universe is showing you that you are now in constant, conscious dialogue with it. The blueprint is aligning your reality to its path. These are not signs that you are losing your mind. They are the signs that you are finally finding it. You are returning to your true, divine operating system. Embrace these symptoms as confirmation that your transformation is real, it is happening now, and it is preparing you for the moment your name becomes known. Chapter 4: The first shockwave of recognition. The news about you will not break like a gentle dawn. It will arrive like a lightning strike, a sudden and irreversible shockwave of recognition that will ripple through your world and beyond. This is the moment the first page of your untraceable blueprint is made public. It will not happen in the way you might expect, through careful planning or strategic networking. It will not be a formal announcement. It will be a single event, a creation, or a moment of authentic action from you that suddenly catches fire. It could be a piece of art you created in the depths of your solitude, a business idea you finally launched after years of doubt, a video where you spoke your unfiltered truth for the very first time, or an act of courage that is captured and shared. This one thing, infused with the pure, uncompromised frequency of your fully activated blueprint, free from the taint of needing approval, will act as a powerful catalyst. It will be the proof of concept that the world can finally see, touch, and feel. This initial shockwave will be disorienting, even frightening. The attention will feel like 1,000 blinding spotlights being turned on you at once after a lifetime spent safely in the shadows. Your phone will begin to buzz with a relentless intensity, notifications pouring in from people you have not heard from in years, even decades. Your inbox will fill with messages from strangers who feel an inexplicable and powerful connection to you and your work. They will use words like "I feel like I know you," or "You said exactly what I needed to hear." These are the true first responders to your powerful, energetic broadcast. They will tell you that they dreamt of you before finding you, or that your voice feels like a long-lost family member. They are the souls who have a resonant frequency with your blueprint. They have been waiting for your signal without even knowing it, and its arrival feels like a homecoming, a moment of profound validation for them. But alongside these resonant souls will come the agents of the old world. The gatekeepers, the critics, the professional skeptics. They will be drawn to your light not with admiration but with intense scrutiny. They will try to deconstruct you, to analyze you, to find the flaw, to fit you into a box they can understand and control. They will say you are an overnight success, deliberately ignoring the lifetime of work, pain, and preparation that led to this moment. They will call you lucky, denying the divine architecture of your blueprint because acknowledging it would force them to question their own reality and their own life choices. They will try to find the angle, the trick, the secret, because your authentic power is a terrifying mirror to their own soul-level compromises. Prepare for this. The first shockwave is a test of your energetic sovereignty. It is a test to see if you will be swayed by praise or wounded by criticism. Your task is to remain in your center as the unshakable custodian of your blueprint. The praise does not define you, and the criticism does not diminish you. You are the source of the work, not the echo of its reception. You will notice a strange and predictable phenomenon. People from your past will reappear with startlingly clear, yet often completely inaccurate, memories of you. They will try to claim a piece of your story. I always knew you were special, they will say, conveniently forgetting the times they dismissed, ridiculed, or ignored you. This is not genuine support, it is an attempt to attach their wagon to your rising star to gain relevance through proximity to your light. Your blueprint's newly activated discernment codes will allow you to see this with piercing clarity. You will feel the energetic dissonance between their words and their intentions. You do not need to confront them. You simply need to observe and hold your boundaries. This is your training in managing public energy. The most crucial part of this phase is to not get lost in the noise of the shockwave. The viral moment is not the destination, it is the ignition sequence. Its purpose is to gather your true soul family and to expose the misalignments in your life with brutal efficiency. It is a massive energetic filter. You must ground yourself daily. Return to the practices that sustained you in your incubation, silence, nature, connection to source. These are your anchors in the storm of sudden visibility. The blueprint is broadcasting, and the world is finally tuning in. This first shockwave is just the beginning. It is the announcement that a new frequency is now live on this planet. That frequency is you. Chapter 5, Navigating the Mirror of Perception. Once the shockwave hits and the news about you begins to spread, you will cease to be just a person. You will become a mirror. A vast, mercilessly clear mirror. Every individual who encounters your name, your work, or your story will not see you, they will see a reflection of themselves. Their reaction to you will be a direct, unfiltered broadcast of their own inner state, their own hopes, their own fears, their own unhealed wounds, and their own relationship with their potential. Navigating this hall of mirrors is the next critical stage of your assignment, requiring immense self-awareness and spiritual stamina. The attention is not personal, it is perceptual. Those who are filled with hope and aspiration, those who have been nurturing their own secret dreams, will see you as a symbol of possibility. They will project their own dreams of success and liberation onto you. They will call you an inspiration, a leader, a wayshower, a savior. Their love and adoration will feel intoxicating, a warm balm after years of cold isolation, but it is a dangerous and subtle trap. If you begin to identify with their projection of you as a flawless, perfected being, you will create an impossible standard to live up to and become a prisoner of their expectations. Their praise is a reflection of their own nascent potential finally being stirred. Your role is to receive it graciously, but then reflect it back to them, reminding them that the light they see in you is their own. Do not absorb their worship. Absorb the energetic offering of their belief and use it to fuel the mission, not your ego. Conversely, and more powerfully, those who are steeped in jealousy, regret, and self-loathing will see you as a searing indictment of their own choices. Your success will feel like a personal failure to them. Your freedom will highlight their own self-imposed cages. Your authenticity will expose their own carefully constructed masks. These individuals will become your loudest and most vicious critics. They will project their inner shadows onto you, calling you a fraud, arrogant, undeserving, or dangerous. They will nitpick your work, twist your words, and attack your character with a venom that seems entirely disproportionate. It is not about you. It is a desperate attempt to shatter the mirror so they do not have to look at their own reflection. Their rage is nothing more than a loud, desperate confession of their own deep pain and profound spiritual neglect. Your task here is not to defend yourself. To engage with their projections is to validate them. It is to step into their distorted frame and agree that the monstrous image they see is real. You must practice the art of divine indifference. This is not coldness, it is a state of radical compassion that understands the attacker is attacking a reflection of their own shadow. See their attacks for what they are, cries of pain from a soul that feels left behind. Send them compassion from a distance, but do not, under any circumstances, allow their poison into your energetic field. Your silence, your focus, and your continued alignment with your mission are your unbreachable shield. This mirror effect will be most potent and painful with those who were once closest to you. Friends and family who were comfortable with the old you, the incubated, hidden, non-threatening version will struggle with the activated you. Your light now illuminates the unspoken agreements, the power imbalances, and the compromises in your shared relationships. Some will be inspired and will rise to meet you at your new frequency. Many others will resist fiercely. They will try to pull you back down to a level they find more comfortable, reminding you of your past mistakes, telling you that you have changed in an accusatory tone. They are correct. You have changed. You have activated. You have aligned with your soul's blueprint. Their discomfort is not your responsibility to manage or soothe. Their journey of acceptance or rejection is their own sacred choice. Your only responsibility is to the unwavering integrity of the blueprint. This requires you to set powerful, loving, and non-negotiable boundaries. It may mean creating distance. It may mean ending relationships that are not architecturally sound. This is the great sorting. The viral attention is a magnet, pulling all perceptions toward you so that you can clearly see what resonates and what does not. Do not get lost in the thousands of reflections. Stay grounded in the reality of who you are, the custodian of the blueprint. The mirror is simply a tool, a diagnostic device to show the world where it stands. Your job is not to be the reflection. It is to be the unwavering light that creates it. Chapter 6: The Great Divide and the Assembly of Allies. The viral recognition of your blueprint will not unite the world around you. It will cleave it in two with the precision of a divine sword. This is by design. Your frequency acts as a divine sorting mechanism, a catalyst that makes neutrality impossible. It creates an unavoidable great divide between the world that is dying, the paradigm of fear, control, and limitation, and the world that is being born, the reality of freedom, sovereignty, and love. You are the epicenter of this schism, and your presence forces a choice upon every soul you encounter. There is no middle ground, no fence sitting in the face of such undiluted truth. Everyone will be compelled to choose a side, consciously or unconsciously. On one side of this divide will be the architects of the old paradigm. These are the systems, institutions, and individuals deeply invested in maintaining the status quo. They will perceive you as a fundamental threat, a system error, a virus in their carefully controlled matrix. Their response will be organized and strategic, not emotional. They will attempt to discredit you through media manipulation, to co-opt your message by watering it down into a harmless platitude, or to silence you by overwhelming you with bureaucratic obstacles, lawsuits, and red tape. Most insidiously, they will send forth emissaries who seem to offer you your heart's desire. These will be the golden cage offers, the massive record deal, the multi-book publishing contract, the high-level position of influence. These offers will be tailored to your old wounds. If you feared poverty, they will offer millions. If you feared being unheard, they will offer a global stage. But each offer comes with a hidden price, the subtle, incremental compromise of your blueprint. It will start with a small request, a tiny edit to your message to make it more palatable for the mainstream. This is the hook. Your blueprint's internal guidance system, your cellular wisdom, will alert you to these threats. You will feel a deep, physical revulsion to these offers, and know that resonates in your very bones, even when your logical mind is screaming at the opportunity. Trust this cellular wisdom above all else. It is your ultimate firewall. To accept their offer is to allow a corruption into your sacred code. On the other side of the divide, a miracle will unfold. Your true allies, your soul collective, will begin to assemble as if summoned by a silent, irresistible call. These are the other activated blueprints. They will be drawn to you from across the globe, guided by an invisible thread of resonant frequency. They will not be the people you expect. They will come from different backgrounds, different ages, different walks of life. Their commonality is not in their history, but in their energetic signature. They are made of the same starlight. When you meet them, the recognition will be instant and profound. It will be a physical event, a jolt, a sense of a circuit being completed. It is the feeling of finally being able to exhale after holding your breath for a lifetime. There will be no need for lengthy introductions or vetting processes. It will feel like you have known them for lifetimes. These are the members of your council. One will be a protector, a spiritual warrior whose very presence transmutes negativity into neutral energy, acting as a living, breathing human shield. Another will be a strategist who can perceive timelines and navigate the complex chessboard of this transition. Another will be a resource bringer who operates in perfect sync with universal abundance, effortlessly magnetizing what is needed. Another will be a healer who can help you clear the energetic debris you encounter on the front lines. This is the assembly of your team, the formation of the new world's infrastructure. This great divide will also cut through your personal life with surgical precision. People you have loved for years may align with the old paradigm. The pain of this separation will be immense, but it is a necessary amputation. You cannot build a new world while tethered to the crumbling foundations of the old. Let them go with grace. Their path is not your path. Mourn the loss, but do not question the necessity of the divide. Your focus must be on the allies who are arriving, not on the ones who are departing. The assembly is more important than any single relationship from your past life. This is no longer just your journey. You are a cornerstone, and the other cornerstones are now locking into place around you. Chapter 7, Embodying the Living Archetype. The final stage of this process, the culmination of your entire journey, is the complete and total integration of the blueprint. In this phase, you will no longer be a person living according to a divine plan. You will become the living, breathing embodiment of that plan. You will be the archetype made flesh. This is the point of ascension, not out of the world, but deeper into it, in a new and infinitely more powerful form. The distinction between you and your mission will dissolve completely. Your thoughts will be the thoughts of the blueprint. Your words will be its direct transmission. Your actions will be its architecture being constructed in real time. This is a state of being that transcends personal identity with all its preferences and anxieties. The old you, with its history of wounds, its fears of judgment, and its insecurities, will have been burned away in the purifying fire of your activation. What remains is pure purpose, pure frequency, pure love embodied as a sovereign being. In this state of embodiment, the attention of the world will no longer feel like a pressure or a threat. It will feel like the wind against a mountain, noticeable, perhaps, but utterly incapable of moving you or altering your course. You will have achieved a state of energetic permanence. You are no longer a mirror desperately trying to stay clean of projections. You are a sun, emitting a constant and undeniable reality of your own. Your very presence will begin to actively alter the environment around you. Low-frequency energies will not be able to sustain themselves in your vicinity. Arguments will cease when you enter a room. Confusion will dissipate into clarity. Animals may be drawn to you, and plants in your home may grow with unusual vitality. This is not something you are doing. It is a passive effect, a harmonic resonance of the high-frequency field you now constantly emit. You are a walking, talking recalibration zone for planet Earth. Your work, your divine creation, will flow from you with an astonishing effortlessness. The struggle, the resistance, and the grind of your incubation period will be a distant memory. Creation will happen through you, not from you. You will act as a conduit, and reality will pull the creation through you. Ideas will arrive fully formed, complete with an execution plan. The right people and resources will manifest at the exact moment they are needed, often in miraculous ways. You have moved from striving to flowing, from effort to grace. You are now operating entirely within the physics of the new world, a reality governed by resonance and intention, not by struggle and force. The final and most important test of this phase is the temptation of spiritual power. As the living archetype, you will wield immense influence. People, desperate for answers, will want to follow you, to give their power over to you, to make you their guru, their leader, their savior. You must refuse this role at all costs. To accept is to fail the mission at its final step, to rebuild the very hierarchy you came to dismantle. The blueprint's purpose is not to create followers, it is to activate other leaders. Your ultimate function is to be a demonstration of what is possible for every human. Your existence is the permission slip for others to begin their own activation, to find and embody their own untraceable blueprint. You are not the destination. You are the catalyst. The viral news about you was never about you becoming famous. It was about making the blueprint visible. It was about broadcasting a signal of hope and a code of activation to a sleeping world. Now, your life is the message. Every breath you take is a transmission. Every step you take builds the new earth, one authentic, resonant action at a time. The divine architect is no longer hidden or working in secret. The blueprint is now live. This is your new, unshakable reality. The world will never be the same because you are now fully, irrevocably here.